Hey family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. On this video, I just wanted to talk about what my dog's expenses look like year to date. Now it's September 2025. Pets, they're gonna cost you some money. They are expensive. They are great. You know, I think the thrill, the honeymoon phase of having a pet is no denying it, it's there. For some of us, we overlook the costs associated with having pets. And I see some of the stuff that's on YouTube clips that pet surrenders have gone up a lot, or it goes in peaks and waves. And part of that, I'm sure, has to do with costs. A lot of people don't expect that there's going to be some huge costs associated with pets. Since I've had my dog for the past 5 years, they are expensive. And let me share with you at least what this year has looked like as far as expenses. So as you can see here, I kind of broke it down by month and how much I spent on my dog Lexi. So just beginning with January, as you can see, $161.35. Nothing huge, nothing out of the ordinary. A lot of that had to do with like dog food. Roughly about every month we get a bag of dog food for our dog and some treats as well. So roughly about $161. There's probably some daycare costs associated with that for the month of January. But as you can see here, February was enormous, $4,300. Was the cost, and majority of that was a huge vet bill, I should say, for $3,600. My dog, we took her to daycare. It was an overnight trip that my family and I made to go visit. I believe we went up to Canada or we went down to Oregon during that month. That overnight trip, like a day after we picked her up from daycare, she started having some really bad GI issues. It was coming out on both ends, and I realized that evening that I needed to take her to the ER, so I took her to an ER vet, and it got worse, and they kept her overnight, and eventually she got better. It was just a 24-hour bug, but it was really concerning for me. I shared that on a previous video, but at the end of the day, it came out to $3,600, the vet bill. Obviously, I wasn't happy about it, but it is what it is. I consider it the same thing. If my kids ended up going to the ER, I'd probably have a huge bill for that as well. And then on top of that, there was a $250 vet bill, and I think a lot of that had to do with vaccines and an allergy shot. But nevertheless, February was a big month in expenses. And as we scroll down to March, April, May, not a huge cost, $231. And again, that's probably daycare and some food. $57, that's probably just food and some treats. $316, as you can see here, highlighted as far as the bigger cost was the vaccine that she got and daycare. June, July, August, again, pretty similar in costs. I can tell you all of that is from daycare and food. So all in all, as we combine all the expenses for the first 8 months of the year, and I'm doing this, like I said, in September of 2025, the total cost so far for my dog Lexi was $5,700, $5,733 for the 8 months. That's an average of $716 per month, which is not cheap. If you do take out that huge $3,600 vet bill that I had back in February, you minus that one-time expense, the average expenses that I've been spending on my dog Lexi is roughly about $266. As we look, the highlights were, that obviously that huge vet bill of $3,600, and there are some vaccines and allergy shots that are kind of lumped into some of these costs. For the first 8 months of 2025. We did change dog food in August. My dog just wasn't very receptive to her dog food that she's had for the past 5 years. So we kind of changed it up and tried different type of dog food, and she seems pretty receptive to that. It's about the same price, maybe a little more expensive. We're gonna switch it up and see how that goes for, moving forward. So just to recap again, pets, they're great. They're very, very adorable. But again, I think some of us, we oversee the costs during the honeymoon phase, the first sight of loving this pet. But just keep in mind, there are really expenses that come with a pet. And some of them bigger than others, as you can see for the month of February on my spreadsheet. So be very, very mindful for that. I mean, I think the last thing we all want to do is just give up our pet, surrender our pet, and give it back to the animal shelter and whatnot. So tell me your thoughts. You know, what do your expenses look like with pets? Is it more than mine? Is it less than mine? Comment, like, subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. So that's all I got. I'll see you all at the next video.